Hello and welcome to the lab exercise for the Dynamic Views section. The goal in this lab exercise will be to create an application that first launches an activity containing a list of items. When an item is clicked, we'll open a second activity that will display a grid of elements based upon which item was clicked in the first screen. In order to accomplish this task, first you will need to create a new project called Dynamic View Lab. That should contain two activities: list activity, the main launch activity, and grid activity. Create all the associated layout XMLs and menu XMLs with the same naming conventions we have used in previous lab exercises. The basic flow of the application should be that the list activity is launched upon launching the application. When the user selects an item in the list, the grid activity is opened and the item value is passed from the list activity to the grid activity upon starting the grid activity. The list activity should contain a list view built from a dataset consisting of an array of numbers from 1 to 30. This dataset should be contained within a custom adapter. The custom adapter can return any value for the getItem and getItemID method calls, but the integer will need to be passed to the grid activity upon an item being clicked. Each item view in the list activity should consist of a view containing an image view on the left side of the view. This image can be an asset added to the project or an Android resource as previously demonstrated. Bonus for having these images alternate for even and odd positions. To the right of the image view should be a text view containing the number for that appropriate item. Note that the number at 0 position is actually 1, so the number value should always be the position value plus 1. An example of the item in position 15 is shown here, with the number 16 as its value. When an item is clicked, the grid activity should be started, and the int value of the item, again which should be the item position plus 1, should be passed in the intent with the key intent extra UID. When starting the grid activity, the extra int value with key intent extra UID should be extracted since it will be used for the construction of the grid view. The grid activity should contain a grid view with a data set of values from 1 to the value that was clicked in the list activity and previously extracted in the grid activity. The grid view should be 3 columns wide, or if only 1 or 2 items are present, then 1 or 2 columns respectively. Each item view in the grid view should consist of an image view with some image. Again, a bonus if these images alternate between even and odd positions. Below the image view should be a text view containing the map value of that position. Again, that should consist of the position plus 1 and go into the value passed from the previous list activity. Again, a custom adapter should be used to utilize the custom UI for each item. As a bonus, create one adapter that can be used for both the grid view in the grid activity and the list view in the list activity. This bonus adapter will need to deliver the appropriate UI and information based on some mode setting, whether it is dealing with the list view or the grid view. Bonus, when an item is clicked, show a toast with an item value. In the next video, we will show the solution for this lab exercise.